Hello, everybody, and welcome to Milwaukee Atheist Live, your one-stop shop for everything Milwaukee Atheist and Live.
Boy, do we have
A show for you today. Not really.
No, we're just checking audio stuff.
Yeah, I like this this audio stuff, and also the background. It really didn't matter what background we had, but Chris told me to pick something stupid, so I Googled something stupid and chose the first image.
Right.
Yeah. And, we have a lot of personality, so we don't need any stupid backgrounds to embellish.
We don't need any of those fancy schmancy backgrounds.
We just need something
This,
stupid.
however, is great because I can't edit that. It's a picture of the words something stupid. And ironically, we have a default black background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's too small for where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Not at all.
I'm really liking this audio stuff. So how about we talk about, some of this audio stuff that we got?
Yeah,
we got Yes, we have a soundboard.
Yeah, we got a much better soundboard.
It has
much better.
a bunch of effects, and I have a joke for you, Ruben.
Oh no, is it a Yoda level joke?
What is your joke, Lawrence?
Oh, man.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Wait, no, you start.
Knock knock.
Who's there? You look like an idiot. Because you can't start it. I have to start it.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's a terrible joke.
It's really bad, but I mean, I had to time it or whatever.
You have been bamboozled.
That's an anti-joke.
I mean, you just said you have to start it.
Yeah, I have bamboozled you.
I mean,
you have been fooled.
It's a little like if we both walked outside. You handed me the keys to your car, and you said, all right, you have to drive. And then I got in the seat of your car and started driving, and you were like, ha, I fooled you. Like, I guess.
No, this is bad as one of those entitled, like, whatever, begging choosers or some shit.
Choosing beggars?
I don't care. Or particularly, it doesn't matter. It's close enough. The thing being is that it's exactly like that one we listened to yesterday with the photographer who.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the story he just told again. He's like, aha, I fooled you.
Yeah,
that isn't fooling me. I'm leaving.
So I think, the photographer story, that was kind of nuts.
That's truly nuts.
So there was this woman who was having a wedding, and she contacted this photographer. And the photographer said, like, okay, here's, we can meet at this date or whatever, and the woman contacting them said that she gave like a different date and time, and the photographer said, okay, that's a little bit out of where I would usually go, but yeah, sure, why not? So the meeting place, and presumably the photographer thinks that this place is not the actual wedding. This photographer thinks that they're just meeting to see, like to look through portfolios or just to talk about how everything's going to go, right? Talk about payment and stuff. No, this was the wedding. The bride had fooled the photographer into coming to the actual wedding.
Air quotes there.
Yes, fooled the photographer into coming to the actual wedding. And when the photographer gets there, obviously they're all like, what the fuck is going on here? And the bride goes up to the photographer and says, well, you're here now. Get out your camera and start taking, pictures. And then she must have just been so surprised when the photographer said no and left. Because, like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, yeah, no, I'd leave.
Well, why would he even bring a camera with him if they were just going over something?
He didn't, I don't think. The
I
story
have no
never
idea.
brought it up. I was also curious, but I don't think the story.
Yeah, I have no idea. We have one watcher. Is that you, Chris?
No, man.
Okay.
It's one of the watchers.
One of the watchers.
Yeah.
The very same.
Yep.
I would like that one viewer. I mean, this is a small channel. That's fine. I would like that one viewer to tell me if they can hear us well.
Yeah, that's the entire point of this is to tell us.
Yes.
How's our audio?
Does our audio suck?
Is it much better?
We want to be audible, for the people who have the hearing problems from the age. I mean, I'm serious.
I mean, yeah, our key demographic apparently is like between 35 and 65.
We don't want to
People
be
who
at
have
the
hearing
max.
problems.
Yeah, people do have hearing problems. Not to mention YouTube in general has audio issues, and we don't want to be part of the problem where we have to be, oh yeah, everybody has to turn us way the fuck up, and then the next autoplay thing is so loud.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we were part of that problem. I don't
Um,
want to be part of that problem. And honestly, our mics were falling apart. You looked at them the other
yeah,
day,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they literally, you were like, this fell out, and like, I'm like, that's not the only thing. And one of them looks almost like, I should throw it out. I have a question mark written on its box with destroyed. And I don't really know because it wasn't working very well.
Well, they
I'm
were
so happy
cheap,
to-
shitty mics.
They were cheap, shitty mics, but for the year and 3/4 or so that we managed to use them,
But now
they
we have
deteriorated a lot.
less cheap, less shitty
Much,
mics.
much less cheap
Mm.
and much less shitty. We have an entirely new setup.
I'm so happy to have retired everything, the soundboard, the
Yeah.
cables, even
Yeah.
just whatever.
Everything is
Oh, it's
just
so nice.
so much better now.
And we have all sorts of sound effects that can play throughout the shows.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christopher.
Yeah,
That was great.
Thank you.
I'm very curious to know how much of this stuff is coming up. Hopefully we get at least a couple more people in here. That's okay though. This is just a test stream
Go
anyways.
tell everybody that we usually
did.
have. No, not you.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy who's watching.
Yeah.
Go tell everybody. else.
Run out your front door. Go find the people who watch our shows.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Force them to come on here.
Just tell them something stupid's on, and they'll be like, "Yeah, all right."
That's true. Something stupid is on. It's right there. It's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle.
Yep.
So how's your day, Ruben?
My day has been fine so far. How's your day?
I guess this is an AMA too, so feel free and ask. But
Yeah, ask
Yeah.
questions if you want.
because asking how our day is like the worst small talk for how you start a date, icebreaker.
Hey,
Yeah,
I am
real bad.
I'm very curious to know how Ruben is doing.
I'm doing all right.
Good. God, that's all I fucking
Man,
asked.
aren't you
So
just?
fuck you.
You should just be excited that we have this great shit. I mean, it looks
Yeah.
better than our fucking video switcher. I
Yeah.
understand that the video switcher is technically more expensive, but same time, this thing looks dope as hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we
Did you take some pictures of it on?
no, I don't think I did.
Oh man,
Next
next time for Patreon before you head out.
yeah, sure.
Before we turn this
It looks
off.
really good. It's got a lot of colors. It's
Yeah,
very,
it's very colorful.
yeah. It looks like the pride flag.
I don't think it. Looks
So
like the
if
pride
you want to
flag.
see what the Milwaukee Atheist soundboard looks like,
you
then
can
you
look.
can
It's-
On
pay
Patreon.
money
You don't have to pay
and
money. You can just look on Patreon. I don't think we're exclusive about seeing a picture, man.
not really.
Boy, yeah, let's put that behind a $1 pay barrier.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
a,
yeah.
that's
what a great
that's
microtransaction heavy
behind the
industry we've
$50
become.
pay barrier.
Oh boy, yeah.
That one is exclusive to
Then $10,000, or we give you a handshake or a high five,
Yeah.
your choice in the continental United
And
States
you
once that month.
also get, well, a picture of our audio board. So
yeah.
Yeah, oh,
good
wow.
deal.
I
What
don't think it's
hot
worth it.
damn.
great deal.
I
Why wouldn't you
I
think
like
it's
not having
worth
this
it?
stupid
I don't know.
clip on either.
Maybe if we add in a picture of like the mic boxes.
I could look it up.
We could.
I don't really want to. This is stupid.
Anyway,
It's
Lawrence.
supposed to be.
How's your
uh,
day?
Pretty good. We talked about religious diversity in like my philosophy discussion. Yes, thank you.
And what did the philosophers have to say?
Well, dude brought up he started talking about Richard Dawkins, and I was like, ooh, I wonder where this is gonna go. It didn't really go to any place interesting. He talked
Oh.
about like, different views on religious diversity, and it's like, why are we even talking about this? This class is supposed to be about Asian religions, so it didn't totally make sense.
Right.
But whatever. We talked about some stuff. It's probably the the only actual conversation that we had in the discussion course, which is strange, and it only lasted for like 15 minutes. But I did get a 100 on my philosophy exam.
Good.
I got 104.
I expected you to with all that tutoring I gave you.
Yeah, you helped.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it does help. Ruben is a philosopher.
Yeah.
Go ask for. Yeah, here, anybody ask.
He's got the
How many
papers.
viewers we got? One?
Yeah.
Ask a philosophy question, viewer.
I happen to
or of
also
psychology.
know quite a bit about Asian religions.
And that as well. Maybe, did he help with that too?
What?
Did he help you with your Asian?
Yes, that was my philosophy class is my Asian religions class.
Oh, jeez. Never mind. I thought it was just a regular ass philosophy class.
No.
Like generic.
No.
No title.
No, it's
101
it's an
or 2.
introduction to Asian religions.
Oh, is it a 200 course?
Yeah.
How do you like the
I'm
slightly
pretty sure
higher
you
level?
took that, Chris.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I just don't care about it at all anymore.
I never cared about it. Going into this, I didn't care about it.
What an easy class.
That
though.
was the
Like,
point. I
Hey,
think.
monism. There you go.
Well,
The philosophy of Asian religions.
I mean, pretty much, but it's so dull. Like I and all the names, like maybe it's because I'm from the West.
Yeah, you've never met anyone who has these names, but they've probably have met plenty of people.
Yeah, but they all kind of like mold in together for me. They kind of like form one big Sanskrit name. That's what it all ends up being.
It's an ohm, right?
Ah.
Right? Because once you add up all of the people, consider people properties.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, let's consider people property. That never led to anything bad.
Not as property, but being properties of the universe. Like
Okay.
The universe has.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are one of those properties. That's right. Get owned.
You are one of those properties. Well, and yeah, if you mishmash all of them together, you get Brahmin, and that's basically Asian religions.
Oh, don't forget nothing. You got to throw nothing in there too.
Well, yeah, that's in there.
It's
Or
in
is
there.
it?
Yes and no.
No. Oh wait, I have a creepy music. I think. What is it?
Well, yeah, it would be yes
Nope.
and no.
No,
There you go. That's the creepy music.
we didn't think that one was ever going to be
It
useful.
really
Well, it
depends
isn't.
on
I still don't think it is.
what
I mean-
flavor of non-dualism you're into, right? Because they're all basically the same.
They're very similar.
But
Really, like the biggest
Yeah.
differences are about like the existence of a soul. And here's the weird thing that it kind of
Both shoes have soles.
it was kind of weird for me to learn about this stuff because when talking about it, they would use soul and self to mean the same thing, but I never understood it that way.
Generally, in philosophy, when they say soul, they mean something like what you and I would mean by mind. A lot of them did believe in literal, like, spirit souls.
Yeah.
And that might be part of it, but I think that a lot of the properties that you or I would attribute to mind would also be included in soul with most of the older philosophers.
Well, I guess that's something I just have to get used to.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
that was really weird for me. I was like, because I mean, I would draw a difference between soul and self.
Mm.
You would.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because your soul would be like your body, an object that
Sure.
you are in possession of. And for
Yeah.
it to mean anything that you are in possession of that object, you have to be a separate object.
Right.
I'd make a stupid argument
And even-
for fun here, maybe that you're not your body even. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
not
I mean,
then
I
you would
would-
just be your soul, and that would make it
Sure.
distinct for me again.
But if it's your soul, you're still a separate object, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because otherwise,
You can't
we
say
wouldn't
your
say-
soul.
right? You can't say your soul. You would just say Lawrence.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Because it wouldn't mean anything.
I like that.
Yeah, you heard that right. Lawrence doesn't mean a damn thing.
Thank you.
Means
That's
nothing.
all I wanted. No more questions here.
Is your name supposed to mean something?
No.
Not even your Russian
No.
nonsense.
Lawrence? No, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
No.
Doesn't it
it's
mean
just a name.
Lawrence?
No, it's just a Russian butchering and misspelling of Lawrence because my mom liked the name Lawrence but didn't like how it was spelled. So she changed the spelling and also, well, we're also Russian, so she said it in a Russian way. My name means nothing.
Yeah. I think the way that you spell your name is pretty common, actually.
I rarely see it because it's usually Lawrence or
I've seen a lot
Lau.
of Lawrences.
Yeah.
I've also seen a lot of Scenes and very few Seans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of rare to find Sean,
Yeah.
but
But they do exist.
yeah, they do
Like
exist.
the L.O. Lawrences do exist.
Lol.
LOL.
Yep.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Thanks.
Ah, damn it! I meant the. There you go.
Amazing.
Much better.
What
are
a
you
knee
looking up,
slapper.
Lawrence?
Right now I'm just checking Facebook. No, this is Twitter. I'm
Wow.
checking Twitter.
This is the most
Having
exciting
fun?
stream ever. Thank
really
you,
is.
Lawrence.
I mean, hey, I just wanted to test the audio.
I mean,
The right channel to do it on.
Yeah, it is. And plus we
once
can
we
just
finish doing this, we can go over to the TV
yeah.
and we
Just
can
watch
check.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you should try wavering closer and further to see, if there's a certain point at which it's too much for the YouTube video.
That's a bit
Wait,
much.
Hold
Yeah.
on. How much do you hear me here? It's kind of fuzzy here.
Keep trying.
Behold.
I
It's
hear
pretty
you.
good. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I hear you from there.
I mean, I hear me too. Thanks. I hear me too, but it sounds kind of like
You're
some
like
tin.
okay.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
We'll
yeah,
check
I've
it
mentioned.
once we
Okay,
look
Lawrence.
at the video itself.
I totally mentioned to you earlier that you hear more tin on your end from your own headset than anyone else, and I was like, oh, because it doesn't sound like that for anybody else or me.
Okay.
But that
Gotcha.
happens to be maybe an effect of you hearing yourself like 3 times.
No, I'm hearing myself once.
Well, I mean, like,
and you don't hear yourself normally. when you talk.
right.
yeah, and then you hear yourself normally, and then it bounces around the room, and then it also is in the
amazing.
mic and earphone.
Right.
So that's 3 places.
Let's
There you go.
let's check some Reddit posts. How about r/nice guys?
They're too good for you.
There have been some cool headphones that have been coming out lately. They've got these ones now where you don't put them on your ears, put them on your temples.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are called temple phones.
It causes your
Meow.
skull to reverberate in such a way that it recreates the audio, but only you can hear it.
Right. Oh yeah, that I saw some like glasses that had those like in them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would make sense.
And
Yeah,
those
I
are
mean
cool.
they're like attachments for glasses that also have an augmented reality headset as well. So it's like a double-ended thing. You get a cool surround sound that only you can hear, and like a little lens that only you can see. It's kind of cool. I've seen a couple things like that, not in real life, just like videos from tech fairs and stuff that I was watching earlier. They've been around for a while, but they're finally getting good. So I hope that maybe in a few years people stop frowning on them so harshly. Yeah, I could get glasses that are built for that, You could too, Ruben.
So, Lawrence, are you ready for our weekly poetry readings?
No.
No, not yet. I
I
gotta.
don't
get
have a
ready for it,
boo.
though.
Where's the boo on here? I need a boo.
Do you have a gasp?
No, that. Yeah, we can do our own, but
Yeah, but then we're just gonna pass out.
yeah, but also I mean
Lack
like
of oxygen.
We also
we
need,
could record us doing it.
We need an
Oh yeah.
Well,
Trouble brewing.
I think the ones that we're gonna get rid of, I don't know. I don't feel like the harp's gonna be too useful, and I know the intro won't be too useful.
yeah.
There's a couple other ones. I like the audience ones. I like that one a lot. And you heard the other ones, obviously. So the scary music's probably going away. I really feel like, whoops, that's the harp. I was holding on for that one. I don't want to use that one yet, but it'll come up. It's not all done yet. We've still got one more or two sound effects that I haven't played. It's exciting. That's what people are going to be watching this for in the future.
Yeah.
This
the first
is
time
Audible.
This is Audible, but not the.
Yeah, Audible is in you hear this.
Yeah,
you
you
hear
are
this.
capable of hearing this.
Yeah.
The Holy Bible by God. Read to you by Milwaukee Atheists. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain.
That's why we need your money.
Yeah, that's why we need your money.
Because everything we do is in the public domain. I mean, it is our own personal twist. I mean, if you think about it, I add the most color here because I'm not reading from the Bible. Wow.
That's true. You're not.
It's
You're not
crazy.
reading from anything.
No, I'm paying attention to like a bunch of random crap
Oh,
instead.
We should pull up those the cards, the giant cardboard
Oh,
cards.
you want me to bring that up?
Yes.
Oh, they're hilarious. I don't even know
Okay.
what I'm going to
So,
do with these when I
there-
gotta put them somewhere.
There are some,
I got lots of space. I'm not worried about that. It's just more junk.
right. So I'm sure everybody knows that a lot of products you buy, especially electronics, come with instruction manuals. This is an instruction manual, but it is also, oh, that one's fun. This is also enormous. What is this? Why is it like this? Who
What
thought this
is-
was a good idea? And like there are a bunch
Put
of
on
them.
your camera. Yeah, so that's the board. Now you can see it. Now you know how
Oh
it
yeah,
works.
yeah. There it is. There's the board for you.
And here's squares.
Right. That's for the right here. This thing.
So what do you like label it?
Yeah,
or-
I'm sure like you just label this and then you know
What the?
which ones
Isn't
those
it
are sent on.
also on the screen on that thing?
Yeah, I can reprogram it too. So I mean, the reprogramming part's like, why? Why even?
Now, why would we use these?
Just to look stupid.
Retarded?
Oh, you paid your money. You get your laminated note cards.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Shit on it.
This was, you know what? Because for this whole setup, we spent like what, $1,200?
Yeah.
Tax included.
Tax
Yeah.
included.
So you know what? I'll take these.
You can take.
I'm happy to have them.
$1,200
I'm happy to have them.
laminated note cards.
Yeah, better than nothing. Like if they didn't include these, that would just be less value for us.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they did.
All right, I'll come pick
Holy
them up.
shit!
What?
This Bible has a subject index.
It's a concordance, yeah.
I didn't know it did, and it's been in my family for years.
We can barely hear you.
Yep. That's how you know the mic is decent. So I could barely hear.
Does this one have an
Sorry,
index? What
fine,
does this one
whatever,
have?
lol.
Oh, this has like one of those 1-year Bible reading plans.
Martyrs of Jesus in Revelation 17:6.
17:6. Yeah, I think I covered some of that in my Revelations video.
Let's see.
Thanks.
17:6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and
Yeah.
with the blood of the martyrs of
That's right.
Jesus. Who are the martyrs of Jesus? This is the only reference to them in the Bible.
right.
Yeah,
that-
who aren't they though?
I'm not 100% sure.
It doesn't put out any qualification. Like even the mighty men had some qualifications stating that they were a particular group.
What was that? 17:6 you said?
17:6.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's oh man, people are getting like a little exclusive.
Well, one person is.
Sure.
Have we gotten anybody else?
No, it might
No.
just be like us by default maybe.
It might be us.
I don't think so. It doesn't
It's
seem
gone to
right.
0 before, so.
Yeah, there's 0 when we are looking at ourselves. For sure.
Yeah. Ooh. It's Alias fake name.
Generic podcasting music.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Alias fake name.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, I did them all now.
Hey,
except
we
the harp
we
for
have
real.
a list of the miracles of the Bible.
Oh, that's a lot. See if they can find that time that who was it? I remember we covered this in Kings. Some dude was made fun of by a bunch of kids, and then God sent some bears to kill those kids.
Oh yeah.
Is that in there? That's a miracle, right?
It's got to be in here somewhere.
It has to be a miracle. God did it.
Fed by rain.
How many terrible? Should we make like a terrible miracle montage for our God sitcom or whatever
Oh.
we're calling it, the High Place?
The high place, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It's in there.
They say mocking young men torn by bears
Wow.
is listed as a miracle of the Bible.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's great. I'm glad that it's in there. I am very curious if Alias fake name is still in here. How well do you hear us? I want somebody to tell us.
Yeah,
I'm
is
gonna
the audio
tune in
better?
right now.
You're gonna tune in? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just
And
checking.
why don't you tune in to Milwaukee Atheists Live on YouTube?
And our new audio setup. Behold.
Behold!
We need like a whole choir to say that and to record it and to put it on the soundboard every time they say behold, and it'll be
Yes.
like heavenly music behold.
Yes.
We
could do that.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's just get a whole bunch of people to say
Yep.
behold all at once. Or like sing it.
Yeah, I want them to sing it.
Yeah, in a very
Yeah, I already
choir-like
mentioned,
way.
I already
Yeah.
mentioned that.
You know, we're
It
pretty
does sound
far.
better than usual. I'm glad it sounds better. Because this was very expensive. This was a lot of very expensive stuff.
You know, it's gonna make our day though.
Yeah,
That we don't have to do 9 different steps to set up for audio every time. I have to turn a button on.
yeah, like
One. I love it.
Also, tell us if it should be turned up, because if it's still really quiet on YouTube, just tell us to.
Since we got 2 watching and it's not me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
there's another watching now.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Listen to this.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
That's my max volume on a phone, so
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He says, I can actually hear Chris too. Mixed on if that's a good thing.
Yeah, you know what? That's a
Oh, jeez.
that's a good thing to be mixed
You
on.
know, I am literally just the comedic relief for this because I don't have any passions particularly other than trying to figure out how everything is happening right now.
Chris, comedy genius.
I don't
So
know if I'm a
Lawrence.
genius on that regard. I think I could work on some material.
We are now 2/3 of the way through the Old Testament.
The Old Testament. Okay. Yeah. The New Testament's very short.
It's not that short.
No, it's really short.
Oh, there's just an extensive dictionary
Yeah.
at the end of this.
Yeah,
version.
but no, but the New
Look at
Testament is
this
pretty
shit.
short.
Oh man,
They got herbs and stuff.
they got
They got
like,
herbs and
It looks
stuff.
like a bunch of herbs.
and like
Because
different
remember, a lot of the
drawings
stuff in the
of
Bible.
different vessels
Yeah.
and like farm tools that they would use at the time, or like, hey, that's something, isn't it?
That's something. But you
You
know,
know, if I knew this was back here earlier,
no, because like a lot of the stuff that like when we don't know what something means and no
Mhm.
commentaries that we have said it, it's probably not in there.
right?
So it wouldn't have actually been that helpful.
What do you know of Ashdod?
The place,
Mhm.
aside from the stuff in the Bible, I think it was like a decently large town.
May translate to fortress,
Okay.
a Philistine chief city, 10 miles north of Ascalon or Ashkelon, and 3 miles inland, now called Asdod. It was to Ashdod that the ark was taken when captured by the Philistines.
Yes, I remember that part. I also remember that part when the ark was in, I think it was in Ashdod, right? When it went into the Philistine temple, and there was a statue of Dagon.
Yes.
And they left it in there overnight, and then first the hand fell off, right, of the statue.
It fell over and broke off pieces.
Okay.
Right.
And then they tried to fix it, right? And
and then it fell over again.
Right.
Here's something.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Why not?
Romer thinks that that's literally before me, in front of me.
Now, there is a Catholic Bible.
Yes.
Not the King James Version.
Okay. Continue.
But the Catholic Bible.
Sure.
Right? Their translation is totally different.
I'm sure it is.
They don't have the graven images commandment in their version of the 10 Commandments verses.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. We should get one of those.
Yeah, well, we'll see some stuff. I mean, you know, a lot of the scholarship that has been done on the Bible, the good stuff at least, most of it comes from Catholic scholars.
Well, no shit. Huh? You know, all those people with all the money.
Yes, with all the money.
Population and the tight grip over trade and the military power. They were also the most prolific scholars on the subject? No way.
No, but I mean, it's just weird that of all the sects of Christianity, that's the one that has just the most reasonable views.
Is it?
On biblical scholarship, overall, yeah. Because Mark S. Smith, for example, great scholar, Catholic, and he even notes how originally ancient Israelite religion was was polytheistic, then henotheistic, then monotheistic. I mean, he wrote a whole book on it, The Origins of Biblical Monotheism. In fact, I actually have to bring that book soon for the Psalms because he has a good amount of stuff on the Psalms that talk about the divine counsel. So we can definitely learn a lot from that. And he compares it to Ugaritic texts and, the certain words used there to describe this counsel.
On a slightly interesting note, since we're allowed to say whatever, I find it interesting that Psalms are not as boring as I thought they would be, considering we started an entirely new series to compromise on that.
They're still pretty boring.
I mean, yes, but
Lawrence has no appreciation for, literature,
whatever.
Poetry,
That's not.
Or
I mean, even from a I agree with you, Ruben, but from a historical
I agree
perspective,
I agree with you, Ruben.
Yeah, I agree with you on both of those accounts. The fact that Lawrence does not have that, and those contain that. Anywho, the other thing I was gonna say is that that they're old. They may even be older stories than the Bible in some ways. So, I mean, they could be from
No.
Some of them come from random eras. And they probably have to do with parables from even earlier.
Well, the thing about the Psalms,
they're restating some of the stuff too, but whatever.
The thing about the Psalms is they were written over a very long period of time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do think that some of them go back to David, the oldest ones. Maybe not to him strictly, but at least to much older.
Sure.
Tell me about the historicity of David.
I mean, we don't really know much about it. There's one reference to him to the House of David in the Tel Dan stele, which was from the 9th or 8th century. I think it's from the 8th century.
The only one?
Yes, the only. Well, that's our oldest one, at least.
Okay, so you're telling me that the oldest reference that we have to it is younger by at least 1,000 years than the storyline claims, right?
No. I mean, 8th century BCE.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's older than this stuff.
That's more fitting.
Okay.
But how can we possibly derive any information about David or David's kingdom or his military strategies or his writings if all we have from that time period is just a list that lists his name?
So the Tel Dan stele, it was, you know, like a memorial stele. Yeah. Like it was written after some battle, and it talks about those of the house of David. And that was written, or I guess it was put together 200 or so years after David supposedly lived. Now, of course, it's actually much closer in time than, you know, the biblical narrative. And what we can actually tell about the kingdom, at least, that's mostly from archaeology, where we can actually date it by strata. Like, we actually have a decent amount we can go off there. So my position is that David was just some warlord, and I mean, his kingdom was nowhere near as prosperous as described. It's very overblown. But if the fact that there,
what wasn't with those numbers? I mean,
which numbers?
The amount of gold he had.
Oh, I don't know.
The amount of wealth he had in general.
I have no idea.
And the amount of troops that he led and died into battle.
Sure.
Like, those were all inflated.
He killed personally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Those are all overinflated.
Right.
No way he did all that.
So, if I remember correctly, he kills his tens of thousands in a relatively short period of time early on in his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, way
How
early,
much
if you
time
think about it.
Per day?
That's killing. It's just killing every day.
How much time per day would he be spending just killing in order to achieve it by that age?
If we remember...
if you killed a guy a day for, like, 10 years, you still wouldn't be there.
No, you wouldn't.
You'd have to kill more than one guy
every day
to still be pretty young.
Yeah, but the thing is...
And like an adult. I assume he didn't kill people as a child.
You don't know that.
No, we really don't. But, like, I'm going to take a wild guess and say from age 8 and below, perhaps David was not out slaughtering his tens of thousands yet. It wasn't his time. He could have to learn to lift some stuff first, He's not a swole 8-year-old. I'm not buying it.
I don't know, man.
That harp. Man, you don't know.
Did you know the Hebrews early used the equinox as the beginning of the new year, the agricultural year beginning in the spring, and the civil or religious year in the autumn? The month was related to the lunar month and seems to have been counted from the spring new year, even when the autumnal new year was used. The use of the lunar month provided only 354 1/4 days instead of the necessary 365 1/4 between successive spring equinoxes, so that every few years an extra month had to be provided. The months were first given Canaanite names, then they came to be known by number, and eventually, after the exile, some of the Babylonian names were adopted. Various ways of adjusting the year were suggested by various persons. The added days, sometimes early in the year, sometimes late. The 12-month sequence was not otherwise disturbed and corresponded roughly as follows: Abib or Nisan, April; Ziv or Iyar, May; Sivan, June; Tammuz, July; Ab, August; Elul, September; Ethanim or Tishri, October; Bul or
I agree with the crickets.
Marchwan, November; Chislev, December; Tebeth, January; Shebat, February; and Adar, March.
So,
so now you have reference for all those months.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense.
Especially since it would make sense because that's how they do their calendar.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they do the calendar.
So another feature of this device, it seems, is that it can get audio from a phone through a phone jack in the front. I can also get audio from Bluetooth. I don't know why.
An evil man seeks only rebellion, and a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a she-bear robbed of her cubs, rather than a fool in his folly. I'm just reading random stuff here.
I like it.
Do you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got one for you. I am Jesus. It's in red.
Ah. So simple. So elegant.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
All right. Well, anyways, I think we tested audio stuff enough.
Are you sure? I was going to do one more thing.
What was it?
I don't know. Stall for a sec.
Okay, great.
Hey,
Well,
Lawrence. Forged Fiction's over, right?
yes.
We need to update our Facebook or our YouTube page that says that comes out.
We need to update a lot of stuff.
I mean that too.
Oh! What is this?
What is what?
Yeah, what does it say? Looks like
looks like
some kind of
garbage.
tablet.
Yes. Is that from? No, it's not from earlier. It looks like
Well, let's see it.
flood tablet from Nippur, Babylonia, bearing one of the earliest stories of the flood and the fall of man. The language is Sumerian.
Okay, no, it's just the Babylonian flood myth.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's just the Babylonian flood myth. It's one of the tablets. There are 12 tablets. That's one of them.
it has ferret, gecko, and the definition is a lizard such as the gecko is probably intended. A ferret is related to the weasel.
Wow.
Ferret is related to the weasel.
That's not very
Is
young
this
Earth
covering
creationist.
kinds? Oh,
I guess.
That's not
cover
very.
those kinds.
That's not. I don't think Ken Hovind would like that very much.
Oh no, not Ken Hovin's opinion. We gotta keep that sacred.
Yeah, he's got the most important opinion.
I am almost ready to test something.
Are you? It doesn't look like he's ready to test anything.
Haggadah. This is what we do. Hebrew. Narration. The name for the part of the traditions of the Jewish scribes consisting of the elaboration of the historical and
Hold on.
didactic
Hold on.
portions of Scripture.
Hold on, Chris is trying something. Play-
No, here it can just be in the background.
Playing some bad music.
Yep, background music.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Is this
on the
royalty
show.
free?
Basically.
I don't think it is. You should probably turn it off.
Yeah.
Well, it can be done in segments of 15 seconds for parody.
That's hilarious that you think that that the company cares.
No, this wasn't made by a company. Nobody's going to call us out on this. You've used my
Anyway.
shit before.
Haggadah.
I know it's not copyright
Haggadah.
free, but it isn't copyright restricted.
Narration.
It's
The
up
name
to interpretation.
For that part of the tradition of the Jewish scribes, consisting of the elaboration of the historical and didactic portions of Scripture, as contrasted with the halacha, which confined itself to the exposition and application of the text. Its handling of the Scripture is unrestrained. It freely admits additions and interpolations, including legends.
Sweet. And also halakha just means like law. It's community rule.
Okay, we've tested stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we've tested it. Gopherwood, not definitely identified.
Great.
Uh,
I bet. Anyone could. We have already noted that.
Well, thanks for joining
Yes.
us, the 2 or 3 people that did.
Yes, the few people that did join. Thank
the
you
few,
for
the proud.
for testing this audio stuff with us. We appreciate
Leave your feedback if you figure anything out in retrospect.
it. Yeah,
Thank
whatever. All right. See you guys. Love ya.
I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.